Unbelievable. Wow. Boom. That was satisfying. I know.
Dino, can you walk us through what it took to come up with the Ultimate Duty Performance pads? I know we went through a lot of trials and tribulations, and I think it's been about 5 years now from when we first started trying to develop this until when we finally released it. Can you walk us through why was it so difficult to develop this type of pad versus other ones where it has never really taken us 5 years to come out with something like this?
Well, you're right. It did take 5 years to finally come up with this program. It was something, the gestation period was that long. We've had several candidates that we worked with that just failed miserably. And the reason why is we're asking so much of this product. So we're looking for very high output, which is in and of itself not a problem to achieve. Okay, but we also need a wide temperature range of operation. So it's got to work from dead cold to extremely hot. Okay, now you throw that in the mix, that becomes more of a challenge. Okay, but let's say we can achieve that with a certain type of product. Typically, when you're in those ranges, now you're talking about a product that generates a lot of noise.
Okay.
But we can't have that because these are road-going products. So that was a challenge. The other challenge is, let's say you can get all three of those, but then you have an issue with wear.
Got it.
Okay, so because you can compensate for, let's say, the noise by maybe putting other ingredients in there that would solve it, but then you're talking about a wear problem. So what we had to do is come up with a product that had very good cold performance, very good hot performance at very high temps, good wear, good rotor wear. So it offered good rotor wear. In other words, you don't want something that chews up the rotor like a typical racing pad. It has to be quiet. So this was the challenge. What we finally came to is a very, very modern product that combines the best of all worlds. So it's basically a low metallic product with infused with some ceramic material. So it's what you'd call a hybrid. So what we finally arrived at is something very unique in that we have achieved our goals of very high performance at high temperatures, instantaneous response at cold temperatures, very good rotor wear, very good pad wear, especially at high temps, and virtually no noise. I mean, we hit all the marks with this product.
And these trucks, even though they're a light, heavy-duty truck, they can pull and haul so much.
Oh yeah, I mean,
they don't have the surface area. They don't have the big brakes like a big rig does.
That's correct. And and once you start loading, now this particular vehicle is a GMC. Now stock, they come with brakes that are fantastic. I mean, under normal use and even with some trailering, those things will go 100,000 miles. But once you go into that, outer stratosphere of very high performance use, they'll just eat them up. They won't stop as good.
Toy hauler is fully loaded.
Yes.
They might have a lift kit, bigger tires. They're overloading it, right? And they're already past the edge of what an OE brake can do.
Right. And like I said, these had very good brakes. But then the problem in the context of nowadays is that they have very high copper, so they can't even use these pads anymore. In fact, GM as a replacement had to go to just an old school semi-met pad as a replacement for these now.
And we know semi-met pads are notorious for dust.
Well, dust. I mean, it's
noisy.
A good solution for a truck. It's just not the ideal solution. This is truly the ideal solution, what we have right here, because it covers all the bases. You could use this as an everyday product. Okay. That's the beauty of this. And yet, when you ask it to perform beyond the scope of what most pads can perform, it will work there too.
Okay, so
I mean, it's as close to the silver. Yeah, it's as close to the silver bullet as you can get.
Well, this is exciting. I mean, I'm excited to put them on our work truck, hold some heavy loads down a big grade, and just see just how much they can withstand and handle. So let's get to it.
Yeah,
can you help me out?
Let's put them on and give it a shot. Yeah.
All right.
We got the trailer loaded up, hooked up to our GMC, and now we've installed the pads, the Ultimate Duty Performance pads on this vehicle. Now we're gonna put them to the test, right?
Let's go on the road.
All right, let's do it. You driving or I'm driving?
I'll drive.
All right. So we're going up this 8% grade. We've got about 8,000 pounds hooked up to this Chevy dually, and we're gonna come back down, get the brakes pretty hot, so that we can really see a real world test and how the pedal feel works, how the pedal feel feels, if there's any fade saturation, if we're really going to experience any sort of performance loss out of these pads.
Oh yeah, and I'm going to give them a workout. I mean, I'm going to ride the brakes the whole way down, kind of present the worst possible case scenario for the product and see how it performs. I'm very confident of what it'll do. There's been a lot of testing and development, as we discussed, and so I'm looking forward to this thing performing flawlessly.
Nice. A lot of people that tow and have these lifted trucks, they're putting the big brake kits on, spending thousands of dollars, but if you're going to use the same pad, albeit a larger pad on a larger surface, is it really going to make that big of a difference if you're still using a friction formulation that isn't designed for such heavy loads, going down such grades, long grades? I mean, is that really the answer, even if you're willing to spend the money?
Well, I'm surprised. I'd be surprised if any big brake company would put a nominal performance product in there. But if they were to do that, I mean, it would negate everything that you spent to try to get your car or truck to stop better. It would negate it just by virtue of putting in friction that wasn't up to the standard of a performance product. So where the reverse of that is, you could have a stock brake system such as this and put a very high performance pad that would definitely outdo a big brake kit in that situation. Mm-hmm. Right? So a big brake kit with a nominal friction pad, a nominal performance pad, versus a stock brake system with a high performance pad.
It's like, what's the point?
Yeah. So,
I just spent a lot of money to look great and have bragging rights.
And that's all you get.
That's all you're getting, right?
Yeah.
But you're not bragging too much when you're at the end of the hill with no brakes.
Exactly.
I know you were talking about these pads really are the silver bullet pad. Can you explain a little more in depth what you mean by silver bullet? What does that mean to the end user?
Well, these are very high performance product, very unique characteristics of being able to stop from dead cold, also stop from and be very effective at very high temperatures. But at the same time, it provides very good wear characteristics. Okay, sometimes those very high performance is mutually exclusive from wear, but this in fact provides good wear. But the most astonishing thing is that they're very quiet and they're very easy on the rotors. So
what about when you're not carrying anything and you're just driving around the tow vehicle without any weight?
That's just it. I mean, they're very, very effective, and they're very streetable, extremely streetable. So now, without the weight, you might feel your head hitting the windshield because they're that
good.
Powerful, yeah. But so you will affect the balance a little bit. That's why it's not sold as a standard product, but as a performance product, because it really it's meant for exceptional circumstances. It's meant for that to be able to survive and thrive in those circumstances. But it's it's a very good street pad as well. I mean, it's very effective. But there'll be a big grabby in a totally stock scenario, not towing, stock size wheels. Probably not the best product for that vehicle, because we have products for that.
But they're not undrivable.
No, not at all.
I mean,
no,
they're not undrivable.
No, but and that's what I'm saying. So they'll do everything in normal pad. They'll stop a lot quicker. But again, you may have an imbalance issue when it's not loaded. However, drive it around town normally, which is 99% of what people do.
Yeah.
And all you're going to feel is, you're not going to hear any noise. There's going to be no, squeaks and groans or anything like that.
Well, then you know what? Then they'll be perfect for like big trucks that aren't towing anything. but they're lifted and have just these enormous wheels that are so heavy
Yes.
that are putting so much torque. They might not actually be towing with it, but they're driving around town with that weight, lugging it, and not being able to stop. So
Absolutely.
it'll be perfect for them.
It is, and it's not like you gotta, just because you're towing, you gotta use these pads and take them off and put your other pads on. No, you can drive with these all day, all night long, all week long, all month long, all year long. And when you do have to tow, you're gonna have something already in the caliper that can do the job.
Got it. We got at the end of the grade. We're going to turn back around to do some more passes. Dino, can you walk us a little bit through some, just what's going through your mind? What are you trying to listen to or to feel when we're doing this?
Well, I am conscious of the fact that we are doing a brake test per se, but the reality is there's just no drama. It's doing everything it's supposed to do. We're towing 8,000 to 10,000 pounds, whatever it is back there, and they're just doing what they're supposed to do. They're flawless, no drama, no noise.
Can you feel the difference from the 5,000 pads that we had in there?
Yeah, I mean, it's a firmer pedal, so I do feel that. But in terms of stopping, we haven't done any emergency braking, or we haven't gone down at highway speeds, at freeway speeds, and a lot of people will drive at excessive speeds, which this can more than handle. But it's doing everything it's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. So
other than a better pedal feel, which you'll feel a little bit of a difference, and you feel that extra bite. It's at this stage, it's
doing what it needs to do.
It's doing what it needs to do, and that's also a testament to how good our 5,000 series pads are as well.
Nice.
All right, well, that was fun. We got to check out the performance of our Ultimate Duty brake pads applied to this Chevy 3500, also known as the GMC 3500 dually. Performed flawlessly, trailing a heavy load. What do you think?
I loved it. I mean, you didn't feel a thing. Super confidence building. Didn't feel any fade. I loved it. So for more information on these Ultimate Duty performance pads and more videos, go to dynamicfriction.com. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.